Okay, so the difference between online studies and face-to-face classes are the convenience. In face-to-face classes, we have to wear our uniform, school uniform, and we have to go to school on time, wake up early, sort of that stuff. And but online stuff, you just have to click on your phone and just join the class. Um, whether you're in bed or you're up and cooking something, and sometimes this may make students not paying attention and not fully focused during class, and uh, this would affect us SPM students, as SPM is something really major in our secondary school life. Face-to-face classes are far more better, and it could help us in many ways, like when we do not understand something, teacher would look at our facial expressions, sorry, and they would ask us what do we not understand about. And online studies are like teachers just hear us because usually we don't open our video cam, and this is uh, this is hard for the teacher to know that we understand the class or not. Challenge faced by us SPM students with online studies are we couldn't discuss those questions that we don't understand, and we only have classes uh, for the certain topics, and for exercise we just do it on our own, and is sometimes we can't contact our teacher because it's past our school time. Yeah. And this pandemic has changed us in many ways, good and bad. Bad is we can't actually go to school and study, and good is we can motivate ourselves to study and strive for SPM this year. Okay, so how did I adapt to this current pandemic situation? I usually during weekdays I follow the school timetable every day. Like I would wake up early and follow the timetable. Let's say I'm having physics for 7 to 9. So I would study physics 7 to 9, like how I usually do in school. So this makes me so I don't have to make a timetable for myself during this pandemic, and I could just study in the same flow like how I used to be in school, but because of this MCO, I'm studying at home. Yeah.
What are your opinions on the current situation? Well, honestly saying, there's nothing much to say about it because, like, we are all on the same boat. Everyone is affected by it, and no doubt that we are going to have a lot of issues in our life, especially with our studies, our work. But most importantly, is we will have to understand that this situation is we're not alone. We're all in this together, and no matter what, there is a way to solve all of this issue. That is for sure. But it doesn't mean that the way to solve this issue is an instant. It will take months, it might take like years. You never know, because right now, as Malaysia is handling it very well, I would say that the governments are having a lot of SOPs and, yeah, a lot of control order. But however, a lot of people are still not following it, so we might have a bit of an issue right there. But my opinion, clearly, generally speaking, my opinion is, I think that this situation right here is actually teaching us something. like a lot of people are taking initiatives of online classes, online working, or like what they call it virtual teaching for the teachers or lecturers. Or basically, we are taking a step forward. We are evolving. We are moving towards a battlegrounds, higher grounds. I would say we are moving and we are improving constantly. That is what we humans do. But obviously, some issues might cause us to slowly devolve. In terms of like working, we might get lazy or procrastinating. That's the biggest issue right now, honestly saying, because that it's not that we wanted it, but it's the environment around us. It depends on, not everyone will go through the same situation. As for me, for virtual studying, I don't feel like taking virtual study or virtual classes, as it's pretty demotivating. Well, the reason why I feel like it's demotivating, because one, it's like you're googling for it. Yes, you are listening from the lecturers. Yes, you're listening like through face to face and all that. Your lecturers are asking you questions, but it's like how you can Google and ask for it, because honestly saying, they get those details and all those study materials, like all the books and everything is online. Everything is online. The only difference is how they teach you, how they approach you, what are the skills they're going to throw at you, and how can you pick it up. But obviously through virtual learning it would be a bit harder, because that we might get lazy. Like I said, getting lazy is normal, because a lot of us, we do virtual study at home, and at home instantly our mind tells us that, oh, it's home, it's relaxing and all that, and you don't feel like doing this and that. Especially special case for me, not really special case, I would say a lot of people might have it too. For me is, if I'm at home, I can't really concentrate on my studies, I can't really concentrate on my work. I need a workplace or like an office for me to work on. Just like an example, when Inti was still open, the entire day I would stay at Inti just to do my work. And the moment I come back home, I won't do my work. I would play games, relax myself, because it's the place where I rest and everything. And it's inside my head telling me that, oh, this is home. I mean, like, we still have to adapt to it, no doubt, because like due to this situation, I am having some difficulties trying to manage it. That is why I am stopping my studies for a moment. But however, we humans have to adapt to it, because you might never know. This is our future right here. Back then a lot of people say that, oh, online classes is there. Why are we still going to school and all that? Why are we still carrying books? And right now is actually giving us a chance, to improve ourselves, to take the virtual classes or online learning towards the next level, and online working in a day. There's pros and cons, no doubt, but we have to look at the pros at most of the time. Yes, there are cons that we can't deny it or leave it alone, but we should work on it. We should take the pros and learn from it, and then look at the cons. Why is it like this? Why are we lazy at home? Why do we have that? It's because of the mindset. You see, if I have an office at my home, I wouldn't mind doing my work, because it's like an office, a proper place, and I feel like that is something I need and I want. But not everyone, like I said. Some people might be able to cope with it very well and manage it very well. Therefore, it will be easier for them to adapt to it. I mean, I have a number of friends who said that they are comfortable at home rather than just going to workplaces and all that. So that is what I think, my opinion for this current situation during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now for question 2, state the effect of the pandemic on the economy. Everyone is affected. As mentioned earlier, everyone is definitely affected due to the COVID-19. Everybody knows that COVID-19 is the biggest culprit behind all of this. At the same time, it tells us at this time that we should all, handle well with our financial and everything. And it also teaches about saving a lot. I mean, honestly saying, at this time, a lot of people are struggling because they don't have a savings. They don't have their own savings, because back then they never thought of it. They have thought of something, they have planned on investment or like planning on all that thing, but they never thought of saving. Saving is actually really important, honestly saying, because the economy might go down at any time. And if you don't have a saving, it's going to be very, 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 very hard for you to survive at this kind of situation. You never know, it might happen. Just like accidents or anything, you just never know. Touch wood that, if someday, yeah, I just don't want to curse anyone, but someday if like an accident happen, if you don't have a saving, you don't have insurance, it's going to be a big deal, honestly saying. Insurance and savings is very important, especially the economy rate right now. Everyone is definitely affected. Like, as a son, or like an I am a my father worked as a hawker. Okay, so he runs a restaurant. He didn't buy the restaurant, but he runs a restaurant, and it's his restaurant name. He's been there for like 30 years plus like this. And if we say that we are not affected, we're definitely lying to you. We are all affected, that's for sure. Because at this rate, people's spendings are decreasing. Means that they're reducing their spend to cope up with their upkeep, their daily upkeep and everything. And we are also suffering because they reducing their spending on food, and we are depending on the sales. It's going to affect us drastically, honestly saying. We are all affected. I've been to a lot of restaurants. My father know a few friends that own restaurants also, and there's like recently there's one news. I forgot if it's one of the beef noodles, if I'm not wrong lah. Is it beef noodles? I need to do my research back. But if I'm not wrong, there's one of this family that is like very old already, but they decide to close it because it's like due to COVID-19, and they couldn't work anymore. It's not that they couldn't work anymore, they just can't afford to run the business anymore. So everyone is affected already. And we, right now, how are we supposed to handle it and all that? Honestly saying, right, it's also savings and all that. We're all depending on our savings already nowadays. Our income drop and keep dropping every day. But no matter what, at some point, it will slowly climb back up. No doubt it's going to climb back up. Because it's humans' mindset. Because some of them, it's their instinct. It's like they feel like, okay, they have income already, then they tend to spend a little bit more. But for us as a restaurant owner, it's daily need. Food is daily need, and we've seen it with our own eyes on how the customers spend money on their food and everything. I mean, not to say that, oh, why are they buying so less and all that. We understand the situation because we are all on the same boat. All of us are trying to put food on our put a plate on our table, or put food on our table. We're trying to feed ourselves, and we are all struggling to survive and all that at this rate. I mean, for some people who are like their income is above average or high income, maybe not, but however or whatsoever, somehow they might still get affected. Somehow they might still be shook because of this situation. But however, they don't have to worry too much because they have savings and they have extras and all that. But for us, right, who run restaurants or like hawkers or like stores or like markets and all that, they're heavily affected by this, because like there's SOPs, and some people tend not to follow it, and the economy is drastically going down. And I'm not sure if that's affecting their mentality to become a little bit more of a irrational or immoral. I mean, you just ask them to put on a mask before they come into your restaurant to order or something. They would literally talk back to you, I'm just going to order and I'm leaving already. But we are following SOP, and they are complaining like this. So what are we supposed to do? Argue with them? No. We just ask them to wear a mask. If you don't want, we're sorry, we can't do your business. That's how it works. And as we do that, we lose our sales also right there. So at the same time, when you think of it, right, we are all on the same boat. But somehow, some of the customers just can't think of it. They just think that of themselves, or I just come in and all that, which makes them very selfish for themselves. They never think of the others who considered this as a big deal, the COVID-19 as a big deal. And economy is drastically going down not only for you, it's for everyone. I would say that people are economically suffering lah. Therefore, I would like to say that if the economy is going down at this rate, there is no way it's going to continue going down. Some point it's going to go up. I don't know when. Those we have to see our planning, our budget for 2021, or you never know that even 2021 it might not go up. It might take years to recover. I mean, it might go up in 2021, but it won't go up as high as before already, because we're decreasing. Other countries are affected too, no doubt. If you're saying that America is going up or like China is going up and all that, I mean, no matter what, everyone will be affected. Even though if they're going up, some business will shut down. Some business will move out from one place and go to a lower pricing place to sell their stuff and all that. Or some might even stop for a few moments and see how they can manage everything before they continue. Yeah, that's what my opinion lah about the effect of the pandemic on the economy. Everyone is affected, no matter what job you're on, no matter anything you do lah right now lah, it's all affected. You know, like the pricing and all that. You know, it's not that we can't afford to buy it. It's that the economy is going down and we can buy it, but we just don't want to buy it because at this rate, you might never know if there's a second wave hitting us. But hopefully there isn't lah for the pandemic. That's what everyone's hoping for and wishing for. But in the past few weeks, there's like double digits and all that. Past few weeks or past few days around there, it's double digits. So we have to be very careful. There might be a second wave if the people don't follow the SOP. If they're still so stubborn, there might be a high risk of that lah. But you heard what our Prime Minister said. If there is a second MCO, guess what is gonna happen? Everyone is gonna be really screwed. 2 billion a day. If MCO continues, 2 billion a day. So imagine that. 2 billion is no joke. Our debts back then, where Lim Guan Eng announced that it's around like trillion already. It's adding up. So we should follow the SOP or not follow the SOP and watch our country die. It's up to them to decide already. If the people are still so ignorant, still so stubborn, no doubt lah, the economy is going to be a very, 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 very sad and pain to get it back up.
I find it comfortable and less stressful in studying at home because I have more privacy at home. I'm not surrounded by my classmates and my lecturer isn't physically present with me during class. I can do a lot of things without needing to pay attention to my surroundings either. Studying at home makes me become less productive because at home the feeling is different compared to class. In class, we are surrounded by other people that are also studying and a lecturer that's teaching. We are in a hard-working atmosphere. But at home, I'm alone and no one is watching. It makes me feel more relaxed and slack off more often. Studying at home is quite chill, but it doesn't really suit me as there are just too many distractions. It's very unhelpful, especially knowing how lazy people can be if they are given a chance to. In my class, I'm pretty sure not even half of the people they are actually listening to the lecturer. They just log into the online class for attendance and then after that do whatever they want to, like continue sleeping. Online studying isn't effective at all as I need more physical guidance and discussion when I learn something new. There's way too much freedom for the student and no reliable way to check on each of them. It's also very difficult for the lecturer to check whether the students are listening or not. Most of the time, They will ask whether we understand and then waste about 5 minutes just for answers. And even then, not everyone in the class would reply.